Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Amplify, where we highlight and spotlight fancy people and media partners.
Woo-hoo!
Hammond,
Hey, Delilah, how are you?
good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. So, this came about because Michael and I were talking earlier, and our conversation just got really good, right? And I was like, this should be a podcast. I'm like, what are you doing? And so this is what came about. So Michael and I were talking about MBA and MBA on a state level. So I just got back from Florida MBA in Daytona. I had never been to a Florida, well, I hadn't been to Daytona in a really long time, and had a great time. A lot of intimate conversations, a lot of intimate one-on-one at the round tables and even outside. And Michael had something similar as well. You mentioned that you were, that it was a good turnout. There was a lot of people, but the conversations were more personal. So take it away, sir.
Yeah, so I just got back from the Ohio Mortgage Bankers Association. I hadn't been there in years. And I think, if you look back 10 or 15 years, a lot of the state run shows, it was the same five people talking and it was the same 15 people that showed up. And I was just kind of like, I didn't really want to go. It's not that I don't see the value.
I
For
know.
me, it wasn't a good fit. But I have to say, there was over 250 people at the Ohio Mortgage Bankers Association. Their membership is up almost like 100 and some percent. They have like 41 new people on their young leaders, and they really have a ton of momentum. And what you and I were talking about with some of these state shows now, they're putting great content out there. But instead of having thousands of people at some of the national shows, and I love the national shows, so I'm not bashing them, but a lot of those national shows feel like you're speed dating.
Yep.
I get 5 minutes, I get 10 minutes to talk to someone. And most of the time when you're talking to them, they're focused about the next 10 meetings they have. Whereas at these local and state, when I'm fine where I can sit down and talk to someone, and if it's 20 minutes or if it's 40 minutes, the conversations appear to be much more genuine and much more thoughtful.
Hmm.
So I thought it was fantastic. And you and I both went to the New Jersey Mortgage Bankers Association. I spoke at the MBAs of the Carolinas. You've been going to more. So I strongly recommend to people to really look at their state shows. And I think the other thing they're doing that you and I had talked about is they're getting more people involved from a national perspective. It's not just the same 15 people in Ohio or in Daytona. They're organizing it better. They're bringing in speakers from across the country. And I strongly recommend going to these local conferences.
I agree. I mean, I had a wonderful time in Daytona. Of course, there were people that I ran into because it was in my backyard. Daytona from where I live is about an hour, so it was pretty easy to get there. But I really was surprised on who showed up. I mean, I had someone from Orange County, California, at the Daytona, in Daytona, at
Right.
MBA Florida. I was like, wow, what are you doing here? So, and I know our state as a whole is a big builder state. It's one of the retirement states. We are one of the largest states in the country. So, and we had all the chapters. We had Sarasota, Clearwater, we had Miami. I mean, it was a lot. So if you are a bigger state, I just didn't realize, like, I didn't realize how many can be in one state. And I was like, okay, this is good stuff. Like, people really should show up to this one.
They should. And like I said, the content continues
Hmm.
to get better.
It
And
does.
one of the opportunities you and I have had is to speak at a number of these. And I think when we do, what we really spend a lot of time doing is how can we add value? But because we've been speaking on a national stages and a lot of different events, we can bring a different perspective than just in that one county or that one community. And I think that goes true with a lot of the speakers that spoke.
Yeah. And you mentioned to me that you spoke on AI, right? And you mentioned that you were at a table and you overheard a
Well, the guy
speaker.
said it to me directly.
Okay, just some feedback, and we were like, whoa, okay. So
So he looked at me and he goes, "Hey, great talk. That reminded me it should have been somebody who was 25 years old." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I'm 57." So he kind of looked at me, and in one way, it was a compliment. And
yeah,
in another, I think it was kind of like, shouldn't it just be the young people that are talking about technology? And you and I talked about whether it's recruiting or vendors that are looking for the right person. You're not really looking for ages, you're looking for people who are embracing technology and know how to lean into whether it's AI or different automation. So I smiled. I thanked him. In some ways, it was a compliment. In some ways, he was telling me, this old geezer was up on stage talking about AI.
but but so that you guys know, Michael Hammond is a subject matter expert on all things AI. We Our conversations this morning, I was getting his advice and opinion on a potential partnership that I'm working on. And I gave him the scenario, and he gave me some great feedback and some questions to ask because that is his jam. Just like I'm very heavy in the recruiting, I'm very heavy with, the IMBs and the mortgage brokers, and that's my jam, right? But it
Absolutely.
doesn't. I was really surprised that they said to you, but one of the things that Michael and I uh, do well is we are open, and we're not oblivious to where our industry is moving to. And we talked about how originating the loan, that we can probably use AI to calculate the income, pay stubs, all that stuff.
A lot of
But
the processing role. I mean,
yeah, it's eliminating that processing role. And then we dipped into underwriting, but it's going there. But Michael and I are open minded about we see where it's going.
well, and I think it's being open minded. And the other thing is, you and I are constantly learning. We're curious. We're asking questions. I get asked this all the time. Well, how did you learn that AI stuff? Well, I took 16 classes and certifications over the last year and a half. I've read probably 2 dozen books, and I read about 6 newsletters all on AI each morning. So it takes effort, just like when you say, well, Michael, let's talk about recruiting, or is it relationships, or how should I phrase this? You're constantly learning. And I think
Yes.
that's the key for if we're going to continue to move forward, because we're just getting started. I mean, our businesses are growing, but man, we still have a lot to offer. There's a lot of value we want to bring to people.
And Michael and I are always honored when the state or national levels, when they come and they ask us to attend, to moderate, to speak,
Shoot
because
videos.
yes, to do videos. But I want Michael and I are in agreement with this. We are open to learning. We see how things are trending, but we also want to make sure we're earning your respect, right? Because we are looked at now as subject matter expert, but we had to earn that, and we're still earning it every day.
Every day we have to earn it. But you make a great point. So you see a lot of these AI companies pop up out of nowhere, and they think they instantly deserve credibility, and they have to earn that credibility. They have to earn the brand awareness. They have to put in the effort to know that they're trusted, that they can be relied upon. And I think that's one of the things that both of you and I do in our businesses is when we help somebody grow, part of working with us is they can leverage our network and our trust and credibility that we've built up over the years. And to your point, it's nonstop. We're constantly trying to improve and add more to others.
It's so true. And congratulations on 18 years. 18 years of Next Level Advisories. Congratulations, hon. I'm very proud of you. God bless you with many, many more years. And I love what you and I created together, apart from our own businesses, but what we created together. And
Amen.
again, you and I, every day we're learning, every day we're open. And whether we learn from each other or other people, it's a daily grind, and we show up. And anyone that partners with Michael or myself, just know that we are always honored. We take that seriously, and we understand what it is to show up every single day.
Absolutely. However, we can add value, that's what we're committed to doing each and every day.
And before I end, hey, Michael and I are already working on MBA Annual in Chicago, my hometown.
Right.
We are, and we will be having our video day.
Pop up video studio. It's now become a tradition.
Yes, it has.
You know, often copied, never duplicated or replicated, I like to say. So we're excited about doing that. We will have a packed room. We're inviting, it's only VIP invites
Yes, it is.
only. We will have a couple of select sponsors. So we're going to
Yeah.
get excited about that. You've got other conferences that you're going to. I'll be speaking at Lone Vision. I've got a couple of other conferences that I'm speaking at, and we can't wait to see everyone out there on the road.
Yeah, and if you want to partner with us and help us sponsor our pop-up video day during MBA in Chicago, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be
Yeah,
honored.
one spot left.
We have one spot left. So reach out to us. And with that, thank you for watching another episode of Amplify, where we highlight, spotlight fancy people, and media partners. Take care. Bye.
Thanks, Delilah.